Good evening, dear viewers. Welcome to yet another episode of VMC Global Live Al Hilal Health World. I'm Gauri here with you. I hope you all are doing fine. Before we move on to introducing our doctor and our topic for today, I would request you all to please like and share our Facebook page. Also like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel. So today in this episode, we have Dr. Krishna Kumar Raman Iyer, who graduated in 1990 from Grand Medical College, Bombay. He is a general surgeon working at Al Hilal Multi-Speciality Medical Center, RIFA. He has specialized in colorectal surgery and has 30 years of work experience. Hi doctor, welcome to the show. I hope you're doing good today.
Fine, thank you.
Thank you for being here with us. So doctor, what exactly is anal fissures?
Anal fissure, as the word explains, fissure means a crack.
Okay.
So a crack in the anal canal is called as an anal fissure.
Okay, so what could be the possible causes for anal fissures?
Predominantly the cause of anal fissure is constipation.
Okay.
And constipation occurs because of people eating predominantly a non-vegetarian diet and less of a vegetarian diet which has more fibers. So when persons are eating non-vegetarian diet with lesser fibers, they're more prone to constipation.
Okay.
And that causes fissure.
So what are the possible symptoms of anal fissures?
Yeah. So see, as I told you, constipation gives rise to anal fissure. How does it occur is when a hard fecal mass comes out through the small anal opening. Naturally, when it goes out, it can cause tears.
Oh.
Okay. So whenever there is bleeding while passing motions, or when there is severe pain while passing motions, and the pain persists for 2 to 3 hours after motions, that is a diagnostic feature of anal fissures.
So doctor, is there a difference between anal fissures and piles?
Yeah, that's a very wonderful question. It's very, very important to understand. Most of the people, the common people, they think any complaint of the anal canal means it is piles.
Yeah.
People come to me in the hospital and they say, "Doctor, I've got piles." I said, "See, you don't have to tell me it is piles. You don't have to tell me it's fissure. I will tell you. I will examine you. So what are your symptoms?"
Okay.
So basically, piles means hemorrhoids. Hemorrhoid means flowing of blood. The meaning of the word hemorrhoids means flowing of blood, and piles means a bunch of grapes. So, and piles do not cause pain at all.
Okay.
So if a person has bleeding without any pain, then most probably it could be piles. While fissure, the predominating feature in fissure is painful defecation. Patients are scared to pass motions. Okay, so when they are scared to pass motions, constipation already is existing in him, it becomes more accentuated. More thing gives rise to more fear.
Yeah.
And when it comes out, more tear, more pain, and it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
So we have to break this cycle.
So doctor, what are the types of anal fissures?
See, anal fissures are basically acute, chronic, and acute on chronic.
Okay.
Acute fissure means the patient comes for the first time with pain in the anal canal and bleeding. And when you examine it, it's a tear. We can easily say it's a fissure, and usually with medications it becomes all right.
Okay.
When the acute fissure is not treated, or it is partially treated, or patient doesn't follow the treatment or dietary restrictions that the doctor has given, then it goes on into a chronic phase. What's the meaning of a chronic thing? Chronic fissure means an acute fissure which is not treated properly, or it is improperly followed by the patient. It goes on for a period of time, it becomes chronic. Chronic means for a long time it persists. And acute on chronic is, chronic fissure patients usually are comfortable with that because there is normal time and then there is painful episodes. But when it becomes more accentuated because of constipation or because of they're having some diet outside and change of food habits and things like that, then what happens is there is acute on chronic. There's a chronic fissure already there, but an acute episode in a chronic fissure. This is called as an acute on chronic fissure.
Okay. So doctor, now we'll be going for a short break. So dear viewers, we'll be going for a short break now. Please do not forget to like and share our Facebook page. Also like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel. We'll be back soon. Welcome back, dear viewers. I'm Gauri here with you. You're watching BMC Global Live Al Hilal Health World. With us today we have Dr. Krishna Kumar. So hi doctor.
Hello.
So doctor, we were talking about anal fissures. So is there a particular age at which this disease can occur?
Anal fissure does not discriminate in the ages nor the sexes.
Okay.
Anybody can get anal fissure, be it a small child or a lady or a male.
Okay.
So, children, there are many children with anal fissures, and it's a very, very horrible problem. The mother and father don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And they come to the doctor and we prescribe them laxatives. More or less it heals on its own.
Okay. What are the sites of anal fissures?
The fissures can occur anywhere in the anal canal,
Okay.
but predominantly it is either dorsal means posterior fissure,
Okay.
and ventral means anterior.
Okay.
Now I want to explain what is anterior and posterior.
Yeah.
If you think of the anal canal like a clock,
Okay.
at the 12 o'clock position if a fissure occurs, that's called an anterior fissure.
Okay.
And at 6 o'clock, in the clock, 6 o'clock, if there's a fissure, that's called as a dorsal fissure or posterior fissure.
Okay.
Generally, dorsal fissure is more common,
Oh, okay.
and anterior fissure is there predominantly in females.
Okay.
Postpartum, usually they have this anterior fissure.
Yeah.
And why? Because the pressure is coming from anteriorly, the head of the fetus, when it comes out, that causes severe strain on the anterior portion of the anal canal, and that's why there is a fissure.
Okay.
While in the posterior fissures, because of constipation, it's from back. So
Yeah.
when hard motions comes out through, see the formation of fissures is the same.
Yeah.
When a head comes through, anterior. When hard stools come from behind, that causes posterior fissure.
So doctor, what are the treatments for this disease?
The treatment essentially is to understand what exactly is the cause of fissure.
Okay.
Treat the cause and the fissure will be treated.
Okay.
So as I told you, what are the cause of fissure? Predominantly it is because of constipation,
Yeah.
a hard fecal mass coming through a small opening.
Yeah.
So we have to stop the constipation. How do we stop constipation? We stop constipation by telling the patients, please, if you are eating predominantly non-vegetarian diet,
Reduce.
try to reduce it, or if possible, stop it altogether till
Yeah.
the fissure heals.
Okay.
And we tell them to have more of
Fibrous.
fibrous diet.
So what are the other methods of treating this?
As I told you, first is like, so how
Yeah.
do we treat the constipation? By changing the diet. Second, by giving something called as laxatives. Laxatives
Okay.
are the ones which are causing more fecal mass, but easier to be manipulated through a small opening.
Okay.
It causes increases in bulk, and it helps in passing motions properly.
Okay.
Okay, so the first modality is to treat the cause. Second thing is to give laxatives to reduce the constipation. And third, because the patient is having tear in the anal canal, so it causes pain. So we give
Yeah.
anti-analgesics and anti-inflammatory agents.
Okay.
Okay, and remember that anal fissure, the maximum pain occurs during the passing of motions.
Yeah.
So what we have to advise the patient is try to apply local anesthetic ointment like xylocaine jelly on the fissure, just 2-3 minutes before they pass motions.
Okay.
When they apply that, the pain goes away, then they can pass motions quite well.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
and after that, after the patient passes motions, we should tell them to sit in hot water. That's
Oh.
called a seats bath, hot seats bath. In a big tub of water, hot water, we put some salt or potassium permanganate, any salt for that matter,
Okay.
and tell them to sit inside that for 10 minutes.
Oh.
What's the principle in this is that the sphincter, which is there, anal sphincter, which is there, which goes into severe spasm, by sitting in hot water, it relaxes. So
Okay.
patient becomes more comfortable.
Comfortable.
And this is one of the most important causes. Remember, seats bath, dietary restrictions and laxatives and painkillers treats an acute fissure very easily.
But then what about chronic fissures? Is there any surgical methods?
We have not yet finished more for the various other,
Okay.
okay. So the thing is, treat the cause.
Okay.
So seats bath is very, very important in modality in the treatment of fissure.
Okay.
How does hot water act? When a person sits in the hot water with salt, what happens is that there is a relaxation of the anal sphincter.
Okay.
When the anal sphincter gets relaxed, so patient, immediately you feel a relief. okay, the pain goes down tremendously. Whenever there's constriction of the anal sphincter, there's severe pain.
Yeah.
So when they sit in that, usually what do we do in the olden days? When you have abdominal pain or something, we put hot water bottle on that.
Yeah.
Similarly, by sitting in hot water, the smooth muscle relaxes.
Okay.
Okay, which is one of the causes of fissure.
Fissures.
Okay, and laxatives, hot water bath, anti-inflammatory medications, and also many of the times when we treat parasitic infections by giving something called as metronidazole. We give metronidazole because many times some infections also gives rise to fissure. So when we treat that parasitic infections, the fissure starts healing.
Yeah.
Another reason of fissure is not always, but many times whenever there is worms in the stool, that can also give rise, predisposes to anal fissure. So we give what is called as anthelmintic, like albendazole, we give to every patient of fissure, and they have wonderful results. Acute fissure can be completely treated if it is followed. Whatever the doctor has said, if the patient follows, then usually the anal fissure, acute anal fissure is treated. See, at our center, we can do the conservative line of management. But if the patient requires surgical intervention, I can always take it to Al Hilal Muharraq, and there all facilities are there for the surgical treatment under any suitable anesthesia. In our center here, we do all small procedures like abscesses, CLW suturing, then nail removal, corn excision, fibroma excision, lipoma excision, all these things. Anything which requires local anesthesia. Something which requires other anesthesia like spinal and general anesthesia, we can take it over to Al Hilal Muharraq Hospital.
Okay, doctor. So doctor, what are the other modalities
of treatment of fissure?
Yeah.
Yes, as I told you, first is the conservative. As I told you, I'll just enumerate them shortly so that for the benefit of our viewers. Avoid constipation. Avoid eating non-vegetarian diet. Have high fibrous diet. Sit in hot water bath twice daily. Apply a local anesthetic ointment before motions and after motions, and 2 to 3 times daily. Okay. Now, the other modalities of treatment is when a patient, if he doesn't follow the treatment, or he feels he's all right and he goes back to his old dietary habits, then he'll have repeated episodes of acute anal fissure, which becomes chronic. So when a fissure becomes chronic, as the word indicates, chronic means they're persisting for a long time. Then what happens, when you give the same treatment as I told you for acute fissure, temporarily he'll be all right. But again, he'll come back with the same symptoms whenever there's change in the food habits or change in
the diet.
The diet, yes. So when it becomes chronic, when a fissure becomes chronic, then the treatment is generally 99% of the time surgery. So we have to intervene surgically. Why it is so? Because a chronic fissure, the edges of the fissure are fibrotic. Fibrotic means what? It doesn't heal at all. You understand? Like when we are having a torn earlobe, we have to refashion the edges and then suture. Similarly over here, it doesn't heal on its own. So when the edges are fibrotic, it doesn't heal. So what do we do? A surgeon, what he does, he cuts off the edges of the fissure. This is called as fissurectomy. Okay, so the edges, when they are fresh, they can heal very nicely. And second, as I told you, the sphincter spasm is there. To reduce the sphincteric spasm, we do what is called as a sphincterotomy. Sphincterotomy basically means we cut the sphincter, so it relieves the spasm. What the hot water seeds bath, which was causing relaxation of the sphincter, when we take a cut directly, surgical cut on the, on the sphincter, so the pain eases out and the healing occurs very nicely. In the olden days, there were other treatments also. They used to do what is called as anal dilatation. What is anal dilatation? Basically, the sphincter which is so tight, we dilate
Dilate.
it under general anesthesia, it causes multiple fissures.
Oh, okay.
And then what happens is it all heals very nicely afterwards, because this anus becomes patulous, stools become soft and it comes out, then everything heals very nicely. But nowadays nobody does that as such. Why? Because there are multiple anal fissures which are caused by dilatation.
Okay.
When you do a planned fissurectomy and a sphincterotomy, a chronic fissure generally heals.
So, doctor, it's a very common myth that when a person takes a lot of food that is rich in lactose, it can cause anal fissures. Is that true?
I won't say all people gives rise to fissure. Lactose intolerance does not give rise to fissure predominantly. But what happens in lactose intolerance, when a patient takes milk, he's not able to adjust to this lactose, so there's diarrhea.
Okay.
So frequent diarrhea and frequent washing of that area makes that area very, very dry. And a
Okay.
dry anal canal is predisposing to anal fissures. So in that sense, not only lactose, frequent diarrheas can give rise to anal fissures.
Okay.
So that is the reason why lactose intolerance and fissure is related.
Okay, doctor. Thank
Okay.
you. So, doctor, what are the take-home messages that we could give our viewers in order to prevent anal fissures?
So the take-home message is avoid constipation.
Okay.
So that means take a diet with lot of roughage or fiber. So a high fibrous diet will help. And all those who are eating a lot of fried, fatty, spicy food stuff, we should avoid that. Drink a
Okay.
lot of water. This goes a long way in preventing fissures.
Okay. Thank you so much, doctor, for
You're
being
welcome.
here.
It was very wonderful talking with you.
Same here, doctor. So, I hope you had a good time.
Yes, of course. Yes.
And dear viewers, that's it for today. We'll be winding up our episode now. I hope you all will take all these measures that were told by a doctor. So you're watching BMC Global Live Al Hilal Health World. Please do not forget to like and share our Facebook page. Also like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel. This is Gauri signing off.